And you guys thought Canada's judges were harsh? Hashtag Drag Race PH, hashtag Drag Race, hashtag Drag Race Philippines.
Is actually something that you glued on to a bodysuit. And that for me is a mortal sin. At this point, really, glue gun is your best friend. This atrocity that is before me. Because that actually, if you look around you, that's ugly. And I'm being fierce because I know you can do better. And I'm being hard because I have seen what you can do. And this is trash.
Oh no.
Like, be for real, this is what harsh judging is. I low-key felt bad for Eva, but hey, I was feeling so bad for her. And then the guy doing damage control saying, I wasn't mean, I was constructive. No, sir, let me stop you there. That was mean. Insider tea from someone I know who worked closely with him for more than a year. He actually has a bad attitude. Not in a I want to make you grow way. He likes throwing mannequins directly at his employees. Also, both him and his girl best friend have the same attitude. And then told her, you will never win. Like, girl, constructive. Him and that choreographer piss me off. They are so rude, damn it. Rajo is a fashion designer and is a judge, so he's entitled to have that kind of opinion. Eva signed up for a drag competition, so sure, she knows and understands the purpose of Rajo's feedback. He is preparing her for a bigger stage. What irks me about this is that it doesn't sound constructive at all. It's all for drama and reality TV. I'm being fierce because I know you can do better. How can she make it better? That was what I was waiting for from a so-called renowned fashion designer. Even Mama Pao was like, oh girl. This is presenting the same energy gay men in the club watching RPDR who have never done drag critiquing the queens on the show. Hilarious Ross Matthew is not that hilarious anymore. This is why Jiggly went on US Drag Race, not Philippines. But what he said is true though. I don't get why everyone's mad. Because there's nothing constructive about what he said. All he did was insult the contestant and slap on some you can do better shit at the end to make it sound like he cares. And also the inconsistency of his critiques. It's about the choice of words. It went beyond critics and straight to insult territory. Which part's the insult? Trash was completely unnecessary. The point was made like 30 seconds before that. He was just going on and on and on. It's like, fine, we get it, you hate it. At the end of the day, she did feel like trash according to her statement, and that's heartbreaking. Maybe I'm too insensitive, but I don't feel heartbroken with the statement, because to me, it really sounded like an honest criticism. I get it, I would never call anything trash like that, because it feels unnecessary to me. I don't know why, but as an Asian, this is what we're already used to, and we know it is to make us do better next time. Yeah, no, nothing about what he said was constructive feedback. We should not normalize that. This happened to me in school, at work, and in my family home. It led me to therapy and medications. Sariling sikap magpa-mental health kasi shit ang understanding ng Pinoy. I met many Filipinos like me doing the same thing in secret because of the shame. Okay, let me explain myself. I do not condone this behavior and I will never treat anybody this way. It's just that it's the way I've been taught stuffs. It scarred me, but am I used to it? Yes. Do I want to repeat the cycle? No. What we are used to because we built this system. Now that people are trying to change it, you become resistant. Stop using the argument that Asians are used to harsh words. Asians are human beings that need constructive criticism and affirmation. I'm a Filipino. No, I don't tolerate this, lol. Nah, at Drag Race PH, judges aren't harsh. It's more of trash. I can't understand. He told the Queen's last design challenge that glue gun is their best friend, and now he is singing a different tune. That this is a mortal sin? What the fuck? Can we just have other drag performers judge a drag competition already? I'm tired of men like this on the shows, to be honest. He earned his spot there because he's a renowned fashion designer. He had already high-profile clients under his belt, including a former president and other public figures. Okay, but what does that have to do with drag? Just because you design clothes doesn't mean you're involved in the drag community as an art form. He can go judge Project Runway then. These performers aren't competing to be a designer, they're competing to be a drag superstar. It was a design challenge, a staple of the Drag Race franchise. The queens knew it was gonna happen. Also, not all judges are drag artists. Look at the other franchises. I see your point, but isn't fashion an integral part of every drag performance? They need to learn fashion design to survive. That's why there's always a design challenge in every Drag Race editions. Fashion definitely is design, not necessarily. Not every performer has know how to make their own garment, but should know what works for their body type. I know it's part of the show, but calling it trash and ugly isn't a critique, it's an opinion. I see, I see. He chose the wrong words poorly. This edition is really interesting and fun to watch. It's my first time to watch a drag race and I'm glad I did. The dynamics and culture are something to marvel at. Don't listen to them. They bought on a fashion designer to give critiques on the girls' fashion. He had every right to give a fashion critique. You don't have to be a drag queen to give a critique on a design challenge. Not only DQ Sue. It's giving early seasons Michelle Visage. Rajo with the unnecessary aggression. Yeah, he's gonna get the Jeffrey Boyer Chapman treatment soon. But this one deserves it because this wasn't edited. I saw and heard full sentences and they were all disgusting. LMAO, it's a critique, Mary. Also, she looks completely fine since it's a critique. It honestly looked good for me. Not on a trash level at all. This is so gross. I love a harsh critique, but this is unacceptable. So, do you love a harsh critique, or is this unacceptable? So, you don't love harsh critiques. What you like is kind critiques with edited suspense sound at the background. I would have thrown a shoe at the judges. Now critique that. Subukan mo! Toot or boot? Ha 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 ha. Raho English please for the international audience. Whoops! At the Candy Muse. Anthony Vaccarello. Rajo Laurel Copia 3. Givenchy. Rajo Laurel Copia. Yes! Pakiayos muna ang shoes bago makisali. Charot. Maging rude girl ka muna kung sino ka man. Okay, pork chop? Carson Kressley never became as rude as you when he judged any of the girls from all the other seasons. Carson is way too amazing and professional in giving details, technicalities, and critiques to the queens. Raho seems to be the cheap version of Carson, imparting underwhelming judgment and, good at throwing lines like trash. It's not Project Runway. You need to chill. Even Michelle wasn't this harsh with Lalari's outfit. To be fair, Michelle was so harsh back then. Not until Adore quits All Stars 2 because of harsh critique from her. I thought Raho learned something from that. Well, Michelle said it on All Stars, where all of them relatively had more money, and she didn't say that it was trash or ugly. Raho was just nasty. But that's still harsh comment that makes emotional damage for Adore. After that, she toned down her critiques that I hope Raho learned something about. Hoping Raho won't be back though, lol. Lobotan naman po. At Minorities defending sa Raho against at the Candy Muse. International viewers can't understand. Gago kayo labanan ng mga akla. I'm sorry, but this is trash. We are waiting to hear you discuss this trash at Rajo Laurel. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Akala ko prop sa entrance ng event lang yaka. Same, kala ko entrance display. At Rajo Laurel blocked you. We did it, kids! Makatrash sigurang naakla, siya itong totoong definition ng trash. Mukhang bloated na silver to bowl. Torn between Mortal Sin and Mortal Kombat. Rajo, does this stem from a place of love? No, it was not from a place of love. He was outright traumatized by Eva's outfit, to the point that he despised it even the next life. You recovered sa judge's deliberation. That's sweet of you, kaya. O inibat lang candy? I love Evil Queen. Pero kahit from my phone screen, it screams unfinished and medyo malayo sa nagawa ng iba. But the effort can be seen for sure. Eva is talented. Bad night lang. Slash episode. Pero tawaging basura o iniraho? He mentions a deliberation what's his thoughts why he said it. People may hate what they heard from the panel, pero it is what it is. Show pa din siya at the end of the day. So I love the queens as a fan, but there's no reason to hate the judges either. Besides, we're not there. I hate to disagree with that din naman. Kasi sa previous episodes, napansin ko na din harsh critiques. Pero I keep reminding myself, this is a show. Critiques may be scripted or not scripted, we don't know. People attacking the judges over the comments and critiques, nonsense na din. Kapag ba sinabi sa script na kumain ng tae, gagawin mo? They, judges, must have agreed sa comments. Pangit man o maganda, corny man o hindi ang mga puns. When he blurted that out, he must have agreed. So yes, we are attacking the person itself. Ewan ko na lang kung judge ka pa next season. So many yung designers na mas magagaling. Tama ka na akla, masyado ka pa relevant. Pangit din naman designs mo akla. You would have deserved it. Epal much. O kamusta yung baguhang designer na pinagbintangan mo dati na kinopya yung Luna top mo, which kinopya mo sa isang contestant ng Project Runway. Makatrash ka dyan magnanakaw ka ng designs? Ha 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 ha, mananalo ka naman sis, lakas mo ka kaya kumopya ng gawa ng ibang tao. Extended Untucked. Ang mean lang kasi na tawaging basura. Yari ka. Ha 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 ha. The shade of it all. Your critics are unnecessarily harsh, girl. As someone from the old age, you should have done the assignment and binged all the seasons of RuPaul's DR and took down notes on how they gave critiques. This quote tweet to Candy is also trashy behavior. Tama na akla, English please. Talak? Phew. Either for the show or real opinion niya yun mga akla. I am not defending Raho here. Ang akin lang naman, kalmahan natin. Wag spoiler, manonood pa lang ako. That's okay, sisters. At least meron kayong leeg. Di tulad nung iba dyan, wala na nga leeg, sobrang higpit pa ng kwelyo. Puputok, timbulala, ha ha ha. Charot. No one's gonna learn if puro sugarcoating na lang. As part of the LGBTQIA+++, we've heard and experienced worsts. Besides, at Rajo Laurel earned his spot to be a judge. Love on! This just a TV show. You don't have to send hate or attack anyone. Mr. Rajo Laurel said what he felt at the moment, and this is what makes the show authentic. It was his opinion, and it was harsh. But he does not deserve all the hate. I take Candy's side. And yes, I really want to see her try. Pahahaha. Subukan mo rin sana mag-drag. Cause if you can't do it, alis na lang as a judge, please. The question is, will international audiences understand this reference? Candy Muse and Rajo Laurel, I'm sorry my dear, but you're all up for elimination. Mamang naman kasi. Though you're one of the judges, that doesn't mean you have to overstep your limits. Sobrang harsh ng mga comments mo, and super cringy pa, since Eva only had her first bottom this week. She didn't deserve those harsh critiques. Medyo OA ka ron. Subukan mo. Triggered si Madam Rajo. What can you say about his critic words? Kala ni Rajo nasa Project Runway siya. She's too harsh. Hawakan mo nga tenga. Rajo, the international audience will not understand. Use English, please. Drag queens are not designers. They are performers. This isn't Project Runway. This is just too arrogant at Rajo Laurel. Too harsh. Could have been worded better. I agree with you completely. I was overwhelmed with my emotion and empathic passion. I apologize. He doesn't know what he's talking about, that evil queen. You looked amazing. Not you telling a literal fashion designer that he doesn't know what he's talking about. I get that judging in the show is cutthroat and unhinged, also inconsistent at times, but at the end of the day, Filipinexes have thick skin, plus we're Asians. So, literal fashion designers can be wrong. It's okay, all art is subjective, and he was giving his opinion. But that's all it was, one person's opinion. Ilalike ko sana, Filipinex lang ginamit. Ekis, ha ha ha. I will never listen to anyone who uses Filipinexes. Ano muna yung Filipinexes, mare? Who are Filipinexes? We only know Filipinos. O gago, nasampulan gagamit pa ng Filipinexes. Ha ha ha. Stop using the word Filipinex. It is TV. They were told to nitpick and eliminate someone, but there are judges who are cringe and just repeating what was already said on Legendary, Project Runway, ANTM, Drag Race. But like, how are you gonna judge fashion wearing that outfit? Make it make sense. Lord, speaking for Filipinos while using Filipinexes. And as a Filipino myself, I can say that this critique is rude, unnecessary, and unprofessional. This unprofessional is the word. Like the critics Turing even though I disagreed with them. I tell they are at least come from a place of love. These critiques, though, are just rude and catty for no reason. Unprofessional. Yes, thank you. The choice of words is gross and straight up bullying. Because we're Asians? For an Asian like me, that critique is rude and unprofessional, to be honest. As a Filipino, I highly disagree. It was very rude and uncalled for. They're critiquing a drag queen, not a fashion designer. Fashion designer judging a drag competition. He should know that it doesn't entirely dwell in making outfits. The craft requires more than that. Anong Filipinexes? Screams internally. The way you made this comment and used Filipinexes in one sentence invalidates your being Filipino. Sorry. Oof, Filipinex. LMAO. Filipino, not Filipinexes. Pashnea. You did not just call us Filipinex like some Pokemon. No, someone clocked Rajo's ugly gowns earlier. Deserve. His critique was rude and unnecessary. Don't generalize. She may be Filipino, but you don't know what's inside her head. People should be careful with their words. It can be damaging or traumatizing to someone. Mental health should always be taken into consideration. What the fuck is a Filipinx? Can you not impose that to actual Filipinos who live in the Philippines? A lot of us actually hate that shit. I don't care if he's professional or ano pa, but his comments were rude and unnecessary. Like, sobra. Shut up. What is a fucking Filipinx? The fuck? Stop making that happen. Shut up, girl. So you're saying that we let shit fly because we have thick skin? Tama na yung Filipinos are resilient narrative na yan. Sobrang boomer culture. Filipinos, Filipinas, not Filipinx. Please. What does he know about drag? Please drop the X on the Filipino. I am here in the Philippines and that makes me cringe. Just goes to show that you do not really understand the word Filipino. Not you standing out for Filipinos with the term Filipinexes. Girl, bye. Girl, drop the Filipinx and shut the fuck up. Rajo's design is very cheap and bootlegs from other designers. Stop trying to make Filipinx happen. It's never going to happen.